I wish I was as smart as you because I bet on the Lakers last night. Bro,
Bro, I wish you would have said something about it in the chat. I would have told you, don't do it,
Yo,
Steve.
it was
Don't
a
do it.
parlay, bro. It was a parlay.
I just don't think he has it anymore.
Should any team want Carmelo Anthony?
Blasphemous.
That's
Yeah,
just
Yes, sir, Carmelo.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Control the Narrative, a podcast where we control the narrative that the media creates. If you're new around here, subscribe to catch our weekly podcast on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. And if you're a returner, a subscriber, or a Control the Narrative member, like this fine gentleman that is coming on tonight's episode is, we appreciate you as always. The member is a little bit more. What do you get with the membership? Discord access, free merch discounts, opportunities to come on the podcast. All that shit, controlthenarrative.com. Go become a member if you haven't yet. Shit is bad in Lakerland. Last night, we're recording this on Monday the 28th, February 28th. Last night, they lost to the New Orleans Pelicans by damn near 30 fucking points. They were down by 30. Shit's not good. So I don't really want to talk about it too much without bringing on a guest. So I'm going to bring him on. Sean, how you feeling tonight, bro?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. I can't complain. No complaints at all. But the Lakers. Oh man, we're gonna get into it. Though.
I was gonna say I'm not doing. I don't know what it was last night. I just said before we started recording that I feel like it broke me. Like last night was it for me. I was like, all right, shit's a wrap. Second game after the All-Star break. But anyway, my first question for you, Sean. And first of all, thank you for coming on. And I know you got work in an hour, but coming on here and venting with me. My first question, pretty straightforward.
This is therapeutic for us.
Yeah, it is, bro. Yeah, it is. First question: is this rock bottom for the Lakers?
Absolutely, this is rock bottom. Like honestly, before this game, I thought they hit rock bottom the last game against the Clippers because that was just bizarre, bro. How that ended, like that whole sequence at the end was like, wow, like this has really happened, like. And it's so fucked up, bro. Like, and I kind of knew like this was the end of it last game. Before this game became, it would put this game right here with the Pelicans more perspective for me. Was a friend of mine. He was like, "Who should I bet on tonight?" I was like, "Bet on the Pelicans because I'm pretty sure the Lakers aren't going to win." And
Bro,
guess
think
what
about
happened?
that: LeBron versus CJ McCollum, and you were like, "Yo, bet on the
I
Lakers."
know, I understand that, but the way the Lakers been so
Wild.
iffy the whole entire season,
No, you're
especially
right.
last
You're right.
game. The last game they played, they wasn't playing against no superstars, no all-stars on the Clippers, like with no Paul George, no Kawhi Leonard, no what's his name, Norman Powell, like, and they
Oh
lose.
fuck! I forgot about
So
him. I forgot he was on the
yeah,
Clippers.
he's out for the rest of the season. So with this game coming in with CJ McCollum would probably be the best player on the Clippers he was on there, right?
Yeah.
So with him coming into town, I'm like, oh, they're gonna lose. And with Brandon Ingram, oh, he liked to show out in LA because they traded him. So he got a chip on his shoulder and a point to prove. So to answer your question, yeah, they had rock bottom. So,
Yeah. I wish I was as smart as you because I bet on the Lakers last night. Bro,
I wish you would have said something about it in the chat. I would have told you, don't do it.
Yo,
Steve.
it was a parlay, bro. It was a parlay. One of them I did for the Lakers to win, and then it was like Melo score 14.5. And the other one, it was like Melo score 14.5 and hit, I think it was 2 threes, have 3 rebounds, 1 assist. And Melo did everything besides the fucking point and the 3. He just needed 1 more 3 anyway.
We both did parlays, and mine came up short too because Dwight Howard didn't get 8.5 points. But the game prior, though, he was grabbing every type of board and scoring all the points in the paint. So yeah,
bro, Valanciunas had a night last night, which is
always have. Everybody have a night against the Lakers. Come on, who don't have a night against the Lakers?
Shit is bad. Shit is bad right now. Like, I agree with you. So I was thinking about this, and I was like, all right, is it rock bottom? We could talk about like, can they do anything to turn it around after this? But they probably aren't going to win a championship at this point. And obviously, the night they're eliminated from the playoffs, if they even get in the playoffs, is going to be like...
They're going to make the play-in tournament?
At this point, bro,
Keep it real. Keep it
I don't
real.
really know how, but I just think that it can't get any worse than right now. Like nobody's expecting them to win a championship. We're talking about, yo, can they make the play-in? So right now, 2 games after the All-Star break, they lose 2 to start the All-Star break, uh, to start the second half of the season, even though it's obviously not. There's like 20 games left. Um, it can't get any worse than this. Like all expectations are shattered. Nobody's expecting them to do anything. We're talking about whether they're going to be able to get into the play-in game, not the playoffs, the play-in game. Um, Obviously, the day they get eliminated will be like technically the worst day of the season. But in terms of where they go from here, how can it get any fucking worse? How can it get any worse than right now?
But I keep playing like a disaster, like how this season been
Yeah.
demoralizing on every level,
But
strictly
but at that
demoralizing, bro.
point, at that point, won't we expect it? Like you just said, you bet on CJ McCollum and the Pelicans to beat the Lakers,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like
like it's money.
that's
Yeah.
the point of the season we're at now, bro. Like, how can it get any fucking worse? Like, are we gonna start betting on the Detroit Pistons to
Yeah,
beat LA? Like, is that
bro,
where we're going now?
absolutely. Get your money.
Yeah,
Don't be
like,
fooled, bro. Don't be fooled, okay?
is that where we're
Don't be
going, bro?
naive about this Lakers team no more. I'm sorry. We've done it once, done it to me, bro, all season long. There's like 20 something games left. We've been preaching the same thing, saying the same shit the whole season. When
Yep,
they're gonna be consistent? When are they gonna figure out? When they're gonna get chemistry? When are they gonna be healthy? Bro, come on. None of these questions have been checked off yet. So it's over.
you're right. And another thing I just wanted to mention real quick is last night during the game and towards the end of the game when they were getting smacked the shit out of them.
I watched it too.
LeBron, yeah, me too. LeBron, Ariza, and Russ were talking back to fans, and
Yo,
Russ said something along the lines of,
you could go home and stuff like that.
if you're gonna come to boo us, like just go home. Unbelievable, like unbelievable shit that none of these guys will take accountability,
That's
especially
crazy.
Russ, bro. Especially Russ getting paid 40 plus million, and him just one of those days. Like, no, bro, it's been one of those days a lot this season. There's been a lot of one of those. It's just one of those days this season. So for them to, show more fight against the fans than they were against the fucking Pelicans, sad shit. It's sad shit, and it's just crazy to think.
I don't know who's sitting next to Trevor Ariza, but somebody was like Stanley
Yeah,
Johnson when
yeah,
he
yeah.
had
He's
his
like
arm
patting
around
him.
him,
Yeah,
like he's like, yo, chill out, bro. Like, don't get up. Like it seemed like Trevor wanted to get up, bro,
yeah.
at one point, but Stanley
He
was
said
like,
you a
bro, come
bitch.
on.
He called the fan. He's like, "Yo, you a bitch."
Yo, Trevor about that life, I think. So I don't think you want to test Trevor, but yeah, Stanley was like right there, like, bro, chill.
Yeah, that's all that shit.
Come on, bro. I understand. Let's keep our composure. We're getting paid money now, so
Yeah,
but
shit's
yeah,
rough.
this is a disaster, bro. This is straight. This is some bullshit. Honestly, it really is. I'm tired of it. I'm over it. That's why I'm betting against the Lakers every game. I don't care if they're
Yeah.
favorite by 10 points. Bet against the Lakers. You
Yeah,
will win money. I'm telling you. Because if you
yeah.
do it, you're gonna be a fool. You're gonna be like, wow, the other team won. Like, no, bro, we're not at that point no more of the season. It's over for that.
You do have to make a disclaimer that this is not financial advice, or else people will be able to sue you from it.
Okay, well, don't do it. But I recommend
That's what you're
that
doing,
you
right?
yes.
That's
Yes.
what you're doing. So you're not telling
Uh,
anybody to do it, but you're gonna keep betting
no.
against LA.
I'm going to keep doing it because
Yeah.
I'm not a fool, so you shouldn't be either.
I hope I learned my lesson after last night, bro. I really did.
Bro,
And
please. I
again,
don't care.
last thing on this betting thing and this Lakers shit is like, I bet on Melo to score over 14.5 points, and he can obviously fucking do it. He had 18 the game before, but when he doesn't get the consistent opportunities, and he just doesn't get opportunities, which is insane when you think about Anthony Davis being out and he still doesn't get those opportunities. I don't know what I'm doing. It's like blind faith at this point, and I
Like,
need to learn my
bro,
lesson.
like all those opportunities they let Russell Westbrook get the ball. If Melo had the ball, the same opportunities, he could be so much more productive. That's what I said the last time I was on here. Like, Melo could be just as productive, if maybe even more and more, I think, and you think, and anybody with 2020 vision could see, Melo could do so much more than Russell Westbrook can. I'm sorry, he he's not gonna last in the league long, bro. He's not.
For real. That's a very
At
interesting
this rate,
point because
bro, he's not going to last long. He's
he's
not
not
going to get
adjusting.
17, 18 years, 19 years. Sure. Be
Great
lucky to see
point.
next year.
Great point. Yeah, well, he's under contract, so somebody's gonna fucking pay.
Well, they could
The
buy him
Lakers are
out.
gonna have to, but
They could buy him out and set him out. They did it to Melo, right?
yep. Joe
Didn't Houston
Noah.
they had that conversation with Darren Moore? He's like, we don't need your services no more, Melo. You know, and that same kind of conversation could happen to Russ, but I don't think that's going to happen at this point. They're like 20-something games done now.
I don't either, but yo, real quick, sorry to interrupt if you're watching on YouTube or listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, but just wanted to let you know that we have merch at Control the Narrative, and it's pretty fire in my opinion. This is the Pixel Melo t-shirt that I'm rocking. Anything from Cuse Melo to New York Melo, Hoodie Melo. On this shirt, we got Scapegoat merch, we got Blackball merch, we got just regular Control merch. Shop CTRL the Narrative.com. T-shirts, hoodies, hats, beanies, stickers. Shop CTRL the Narrative.com. I think I got my point across. Go check it out. I bet you'll find something you like. Appreciate the support as well. Obviously, you know, the merch sales help us fund these podcast episodes that we get to record every single week. So appreciate you, and back to the show. Speaking of those 20-something games left, is there anything this Los Angeles Lakers team could show you to convince you that they still have a shot to win a championship this year? I'm not talking about get to the first round, second round, third round. I'm talking about win the championship. Is there anything that they could do for you to be like, all right, hold on, maybe they can turn shit around?
Absolutely not. It's over. I'm done. It's a wrap. They can't do nothing. They can't convince me nothing. I don't care if they go on a 5-game win streak. It's just not there, bro. It's not there, and it's sad because I didn't want to be like this. I don't think nobody wanted to be like this. But when somebody show you their true colors, believe in them. Maya Angelou said that. She's the great Maya Angelou said when somebody shows you who they are, you better believe it the first time. And they've been displaying it all season long that they cannot be trusted at all. So I'm not fucking with them at all. No more. It's over for that. It's a wrap. No, they can't do anything to convince me otherwise, bro. Like, and I'm sorry for my language, but you know, this is just the raw emotion I have right now because it's just so frustrating at this point. But it is what it is, you know. So no, they can't do shit for me to convince me otherwise.
Yeah, the reason I asked this question is because there were a decent amount of people, honestly, that thought, all right, after the All-Star break, this team's going to flip the switch. Eventually, this team is going to flip the switch. Obviously, they come out of the break 0-2, but at the end of the day, they do have LeBron, Carmelo, Anthony Davis when he's healthy. The roster, so I'm not saying that they will be able to convince me, but that's what some people were thinking was, yo, you know, they're just coasting through the regular season. This is what LeBron teams do, and then they turn it up. I was always like, yo, there's no switch to flip. There's nothing that this team could do to be like, all right, like, let's flip that switch. Let's lock down defensively. No, it's not like they're just missing open shots that like will go in eventually. They're turning the ball over at a crazy rate. They're playing.
You see DeAndre Jordan thinking he a quarterback out there?
Yo,
That
he just
boy a
got waived. Did
quarterback
you see that?
now.
He just got
Yeah.
cut.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, the Lakers. Actually, I just saw this right before we hopped on here. The Lakers are waiving him
Wow.
to sign DJ Augustine.
Why they wait?
Yeah,
know what?
that turnover did it. That was.
Bro, he
was
looked like
final
a quarterback.
straw.
DeAndre Jordan, you should play football. I think football got calling for you that hard, boy. That
that
ball
was
went flying.
Bro, that was the final straw for them. But yeah, man. There was always people that think, all right, well, you know, they could flip the switch, and they can't. It's like they're not going to lock down defensively. They're not going to just suddenly start not turning the ball over. They're not going to suddenly start, you know, gaining that chemistry that they haven't had for the past 5-6 months. Like there's nothing that they could do. And it sucks to say that, bro. It sucks to say that because coming into the season, we know what the talk was. Yo, this is a championship contender. LeBron, Melo, Westbrook, AD, Monk. Like we could go down the list. Rondo, Dwight Howard, all this shit. But at the end of the day, man, obviously shit didn't turn out the way that a lot of people wanted it to. And I tweeted about this after last night because, again, last night broke me. Out from day fucking one, I said this is not a good idea. As soon as this team traded for Russell Westbrook, I was like, yo, this is not a good look. He should not go there. I even tweeted that Brooklyn, if he wanted to ring chase, if Melo just wanted to go and compete for a championship and like have a real role and not like, just play 10 minutes off the bench, 15 minutes off the bench, Brooklyn made sense. And, they are in a very weird state right now with Ben Simmons and like all these weird things going on. But it would have had him closer to his son. He would have been able to compete for a championship and shit like that. And instead, he's in LA. And we're talking about the Lakers making the play-in tournament. And it looks like for another fucking year. And it's just so insane, bro. Every fucking year of Melo's career, obviously not every year, but the vast majority, his team gets knocked out first round. Every fucking year. I don't know why. Like, they keep getting in this 5 to 8 seed and then just go against a Golden State or a Phoenix, and Chris Paul's out, so we'll see. But there's nothing they could do.
It's terrible, bro. It's sad. It's sad to see at this point. He played with Dame and CJ. You think they may can make some noise. He plays with OKC. Paul George and Russ. And then the Knicks, it was just a blur. And the Nuggets, George Karl, and running into Kobe. Like, it's I don't know.
Sucks.
He just can't catch a break. But I could tell you what, he was sold on some damn pipe dream from LeBron.
Damn right.
I made that call to Melo. It's that time, bro. That time for what?
All right, let's talk about it right now. Perfect. 2 straight perfect transitions. So good shit, Sean. I appreciate you leading me into these. So one thing, obviously, we kind of both agree that, this season's a wrap. Nothing they could do that could turn this shit around. And we're at rock bottom. All right, last interruption, because if you're watching or listening to the podcast for this long, you probably fuck with us. And if you fuck with us, you'll probably fuck with all the perks that you get from being a Control the Narrative member, whether that's access to our invite-only Discord where we're talking basketball all the time, or opportunities to join the next episode of Control. So whenever we need a guest, I go in our Discord, I say, yo, who's free? Who wants to hop on the next episode? And I pick from there. You get 20% off merch forever, and then you also get member exclusive merch, all by being a member. Tiers start at $2 a month. So if you fuck with us, go check out a membership, CTRLthenarrative.com, and I will see you in the Discord. All right, back to the show for good. With all that being said, who do you think, obviously, there's blame to go around. Like, it's not just on one single person, but if you had to pick one person who's the most to blame, do you think it's LeBron, Russ, Vogel, Pelinka, AD, someone else? Like, who do you think? Again, we're not saying that this is solely this person's fault, but if you had to put the majority of the blame on someone, who would it be?
I want to ask you that. Who do you think?
I'm going LeBron. And when I say this, I know a lot of people, yo, look at his fucking numbers and look at this. But what you just said, and again, this is coming from the perspective of a Melo fan, and all of everybody listening or watching or checking out the clip on Instagram, Twitter, it's all going to resonate with what I'm saying, that what you just said. LeBron sold Melo this pipe dream of, yo, come to LA, man. I need you. The time is now. All this shit. And LeBron has not held up his end of the deal. And you could look at his numbers when he's in the fucking game last night when they're down 25 with 5 minutes left and he's still dunking the ball and running his numbers up and doing some shit that we've seen from LeBron when they're down 5 with 2 seconds left and he goes in the game with 27 points and shoots and hits a 3 to get 30. Come on, bro. And anyway, not to talk about all that stat padding shit, but
no, you good. You good. He's chasing that. He's chasing the goal.
Yeah, and that's fine, but like as a Melo fan, for you to be like, yo, like this is the time. Not 2 years ago when you went out and signed Jared, or 3 years ago, when you went out and signed Jared Dudley, who ended up getting a championship with that team. Now with this team, and like again, this isn't solely on LeBron. Russ deserves a lot of blame. Pelinka deserves a lot of blame. Vogel deserves a lot of blame. There's AD. To me, you can't really blame him. It's injuries. Obviously, you can't fucking control that for the most part. But for me, when I look at LeBron and what he told Melo and his body language a lot during games this season and his lack of leadership when, Vogel last night, they're down 30. Fair enough. Like, you're down 30, fair enough. 28, whatever the fuck it was at the time. And Vogel's like, come on, guys, let's cut this to 15 and, then we'll cut whatever. And LeBron's just on the bench not saying a word. Like, you're supposed to be this amazing leader. You're supposed to make other players better. So if everybody came into the season saying, yo, the Lakers roster is a good roster, and we're not saying that, yo, this was a stacked team or anything, but they had a good enough roster to not be the fucking 9th seed on February 28th. So if LeBron is supposed to make people better, why hasn't he made Russell Westbrook better? Why hasn't he made Carmelo Anthony better? Why hasn't he made certain people better around the team if that's what he's supposed to do? And again, I just go at it from, this pipe dream as people view him as the GOAT. And, he has a few really good players on the team, and he's not able to get a top 6 fucking seed, bro. I'm not sitting here saying, yo, he didn't carry this team to a championship. What the fuck? I'm saying he can't carry this team to a top 6 seed. And I know Anthony Davis has been hurt, and I know Russell Westbrook has been really bad. And I know Frank Vogel hasn't done the best coaching job this year, but at the end of the day, man, the best player is supposed to lead this team on the court, off the court. And what I've seen from LeBron on the court with his play, and people could talk about his numbers all the time. Oh, he's averaging this. Russell Westbrook has a few triple doubles this year. What the fuck does that say? Russell Westbrook statistically isn't terrible, but when you maybe the turnovers here, but when you watch him play, it's like, bro, how the fuck is this guy in an NBA team? So I'm blaming the majority of this season on LeBron, just as a Melo fan, bringing Melo there and then being like checked
That's
out
fair.
in
That's
every
fair
way
enough.
possible.
So you blame LeBron first, right?
Yes.
Okay. So for me, I blame my first to go get some of this smoke right now is Rob Pelinka.
Fair.
Okay? Rob Pelinka. Because I understand the role what LeBron has, and you want to please your superstars. And give credit when LeBron has built these teams and stuff. For the vast majority, he has been successful with it. For the vast majority, right? Because it did make sense, spot up shooters around him, playmakers, wing defenders. Cool. So LeBron has done a decent part. He has some rings to show for it. All right, cool. But I blame Rob Pelinka, though, because he's the one that's writing off on this shit, right? He's the one that's okaying everything and management. So this kind of reminds me of a situation, right? How you have people in your life that are like yes men, right? And when Rob Pelinka was signing off on this, there was nobody else in upper management or even somebody close to him or whoever the hell was like, you know what? I don't think that's a good idea. And this is a prime example, y'all, why you don't want a bunch of yes men around you because they will okay the shit that you do. You know what? Russell Westbrook will be a good fit on this team. Yeah. Kent Bazemore will be like when you have a bunch of yes men around you that's okaying everything you fucking do. This is the type of shit that happens. So for y'all out there that have a bunch of yes men around you and people are just okaying everything you do, you're around the wrong kind of people because a disaster like this is willing to happen. Just like how the Lakers season is going right now. Look at it. Nothing good coming out of it.
I want to play devil's advocate real quick because I totally forgot about this fucking point and you're on point with it. The Russell Westbrook trade. Do you think Rob Pelinka could have said no to LeBron?
Yes, absolutely. Yes. I understand. And like I said, I understand his job is to please the superstars, and I get it. But he's the one that's writing this shit off at the end of the day, bro. He's the one that's getting paid the top dollar to do it, not LeBron. I understand people want to say LeBron is the GM. No, he's not the GM. I understand where that perspective could come from, but he is not the GM. Rob Pelinka is. So Rob Pelinka could have been like, LeBron, I understand what you're saying, but no, we can't do that. And even if LeBron is not happy, so what? So the fuck what? You've been saving a lot of time and a lot of fucking energy, like right now. Because this is the type of shit that happens, y'all. That's just why you cannot have a bunch of people in your camp and in your corner that constantly says, okay, you have to have people in your corner sometimes going to be like, you know what? I don't think that's a good idea. You know what? That may not be good. Like, I don't agree with that. Like, we should see something else. Maybe the DeMar DeRozan trade makes more sense. Maybe the Buddy Hield trade makes more sense. Kyle Lowry coming there makes more sense than Russell Westbrook coming there. And for LeBron and AD to sway Rob Pelinka like that and finesse him like that and to sign in Russell Westbrook on there, that goes on him. Now, who's second to blame? Russ. Because LeBron and AD give them credit. They probably didn't think this dude was not going to be this bad. They really didn't think so. But another quote I'm gonna say: you can't change the stripe from the zebra. It is what it is.
Damn, you throwing it back to that Phil Jackson ghostwriter right now.
It is what
With
it is,
Melo.
bro.
With Melo. Yeah.
It is what it is, bro. You cannot change the stripes from the zebra. Westbrook is who he's always been. He
But not
can't.
this bad, bro.
No, bro. I mean, maybe not this bad, but I mean, percentage-wise and when he shoots, he's been shooting the same thing his whole career. He's been doing the same thing his whole career. He's a player that's obviously never progressed. Like, he's never really got better at his free throw shooting. He's never really got better at his field goal percentage, three-point percentage, anything. Like, this dude is not fundamentally sound at all, bro. And he's a lot to blame for this because he's not holding into this bargain that LeBron and AD thought that he could hold on to.
I don't disagree.
And the third one to get the blame is LeBron and AD together, especially AD, because this is a guy that's supposed to be in the likes of Tim Duncan. Like, you remember when people was comparing him like, oh, he's going to be the next Tim Duncan? Bitch, where?
They say he's better than Giannis.
Better than Giannis. Where? Where is that? He is, like, I understand people get hurt, injuries, but come on, this is enough. This is enough. He's been doing this too long, bro. And then LeBron, like you said, like you speaking on, where's the leadership at? Where the fuck is it at? You stat patent so you can get scoring, the best scoring of all time and shit like that. Like, I mean, I understand you want your accolades. We all do, but where's the winning intangibles at? Like, you're supposed to be the GOAT, the great player. Like, where the fuck is it at? Where the hell is it at? You had, 7, 8 turnovers last night? With your new buddy Russell Westbrook, which is like a cancer because now you got him fucking sticking up the joint, and now everybody's fucking to turn over the ball like hotcakes now. Man, listen, bro. Vogel, honestly, to me, just collateral damage. He's collateral damage at this point. I understand he may have some bad rotations here and there, but this is all not his fault at all. Like he just collateral damage, bro. Collateral. So. Yeah, those who get the most blame. Pelinka, Russ, LeBron, and AD equally, and then Vogel at the end.
Fair, bro. I don't disagree with anything you said. The Pelinka shit, I get. But, like, at the end of the day, for me, like, that whole Westbrook Hield thing, like, can you imagine where the Lakers would be if they had Buddy Hield instead of Russell Westbrook? I'm not saying there would be
pieces. If they would have kept most of those pieces instead of signing Westbrook. Like,
well, I mean, they would have traded that for Hield. But just imagine
how
like
much
where
of it,
they'd be. I think they trade Kuzma, KCP, and who else was in that deal?
Caruso?
No, Caruso was a free agent, so good point. Maybe
what, Shooter?
Buddy Hield.
I'm no oh, yeah.
Buddy Hield, bro. Like, just the mindset of this Lakers team. If they had, I think that would have forced them to keep Rondo, which I don't understand why the fuck they got rid of him in the first place. Because every time that dude was on the court, it seemed like he was doing great things. So. That's like, again, like I get it. Like, yes, Pelinka is the final, like, okay, I'm signing this. Here's the deal. Like 100%. You're right. 100%.
That's his job.
100%. But like, everybody knows LeBron always gets his way. So when he wants somebody on his team, he gets it, whether that's in LA, Cleveland, Miami, like anywhere he's went. And same thing happened. And then like my favorite thing was I tweeted about this and I think I posted on IG about it too. Is like, I think it's so funny how LeBron and Clutch Sports were apparently pissed off that the Lakers didn't make a trade at the deadline. And I actually did talk about this last week. And then, they're the ones who who wanted to trade for Westbrook and who like overruled Pelinka, even though, again, yes, there's no overruling, but they were like, no, we want Russ. We spoke to him and AD and shit. So, and for me, last thing about this from me is I think second to blame is Russ. Like, he has been
we both agree on that.
Historically bad. Like, when you watch him, there's passes that he makes, and I tweeted this too, that there's people out there who believe that, there's point shaving and like some of these dudes are in on this gambling shit and like they are rigging the game intentionally. There's some passes that he makes that makes those people not look too crazy. That it's like, where the fuck was he going with that? What was going through his mind when he threw that to this guy? when there's no Laker in that area. Like what was going through this dude's mind? So he's just been historically bad, and paying a dude $40+ million
A
when you
robbery.
can't close games with him because he's so bad at running an offense and just holding onto the ball and not giving it to the other team, and then he can't shoot threes, and then he can't shoot free throws, and then he can't defend. It's like, what the fuck is he good at? Like, what does he bring to a team at this point in his career? I don't
Straight
know.
robbery, just like Uncle set it off, man. Like, it's crazy. Like, I'm surprised that this even happened to begin with, honestly. Like, when I first saw the Russell Westbrook trade to the Lakers, I'm like, nobody wanted him. Nobody. Not even the Washington Wizards. They didn't want him either after that season. It was done.
Remember, there
Like,
was some
honestly,
rumors about the Knicks trading for him, and I was like, yo, please no.
oh, you would have been happy. You had front
And
row tickets.
fuck that
Respectfully.
shit. Fuck that
You wait.
shit.
Would you get a Russell Westbrook jersey?
Fuck that shit. No. Bro, ever since I watched him in OKC that full season with Melo, I was like, this guy gets numbers, but like, if you watch him play, he's not like that great. Uh, that's what changed
Not
it
at
for me.
all, bro. He's terrible.
Yeah,
Absolutely dreadful. I'm
yeah,
sorry. And listen, Westbrook as a person, I rock with. Personally, I
of
rock with
course.
him. I think he's a cool person. But
Yeah,
on that basketball court, no bueno. No.
yeah,
You're not on my basketball team. Oh, you're not even getting picked by me.
yeah.
I'm picking
Yo,
Van Fleet over you.
1,000%. Dude, All-Star first year. That was dope for him. Proud of him. Happy for him.
Yeah, for real. Shout out to Van Fleet.
For real. Yo, last question. I want to get you out of here semi soon. So obviously, if there is one, there's a few guys, Austin Reeves, Malik Monk, who have done their part this year, and you cannot put blame on them. Another one, thankfully, is Carmelo Anthony. He's played great this year. He's done his job. Coming off the bench on a veterans minimum contract, they could ask for nothing more than what he's given them. So, what did this season tell you about Carmelo Anthony?
Nothing.
All right.
This season told me nothing about Carmelo Anthony.
Nothing that you didn't know.
No, nothing. Nothing. Nothing at all. How about
Why?
you?
Why?
Oh, because Melo is just one of those mellow people. I mean, the adversity he faced while he was in New York. You remember them years when people was coming in there with plastic and paper bags over their face? Like he was playing through all that. So he's had dreadful seasons before. So this is not nothing like new territory, unfortunately. It's hard to say it. He's been through it. So, and skill wise, I mean, we know Melo can still score with the best of them when he's given the chance, opportunity to. But sad to say, like this Laker team don't know how to really do that. They'd rather have Russell Westbrook as a number two, facilitating and playmaking, etc., than Carmelo Anthony because
Yep.
he's old and he's a cancer in the locker room and he's a bad person and yeah. So
Yeah.
this year has taught me nothing about Melo, but
Fair.
how mellow he's always been. And I wish sometimes, like you said the last time I was on here, I wish he stopped being so mellow sometimes and call people out on their bullshit because that's exactly what's been going on. At this point in the season, bro,
Yeah.
I want to see Melo get in Russell Westbrook face. Be like, bro, you're trash. What the fuck are you doing? What is this? I want to see that. I want to see that. Like, I want to see it so bad because something was have to spark up within that team. But it's over for that. But to answer your question, nothing has taught me about Melo this season, about how damn mellow he is.
Fair. The reason I asked this question was because, again, he played in New York for 6.5 years. So he was on that main stage. So LA, obviously the other main stage, and there's a few other ones. But
Yep.
again, we've spoken about this so many times, but his ability to adapt and adjust to whatever fucking situation he's in just continues to impress me.
It's
From
commendable. It really is.
Yeah, from New York, and again, I don't know how many times I've said this, but from New York, changing his game when Phil wanted to implement the triangle, to going to OKC a day before media day or training camp, and them not having a plan for him, and him just figuring out the best he can.
AOP, they want me to come off the bench.
him
AOP.
just, bro, literally figuring out, like, he didn't know what the fuck he was going to be doing, and he balled down in the beginning, and then they kind of deprioritized them, but then going to Houston, had 10 games to prove shit. Didn't play his best, but again, 10 fucking games, and we kind of all know that story. Then went to Portland, adjusted there, came off the bench the second year, goes to LA, comes off the bench, and way more of a spot up role than he's ever been in his career. And again, in Houston he was, but that was 10 fucking games, so that doesn't really count. So for me, again, just his ability to adjust to any situation and the basketball player that he is now at 37 years old, where teams are gonna call for him again this summer like they were last summer. And it's just crazy how a dude who 4 years ago was washed continues to be this dude who's able to adjust to any situation and thrive in it. It's not like he's just like he's thriving in this role, and he thrived in the role in Portland, and he was thriving in New York, and he was thriving in Denver, and Houston. They kicked him out, and OKC they didn't have a plan for him. So just all these things, bro, and it's like, how many times does he have to adjust for people to stop labeling him as only a scorer, only a shooter? This is all he could do. He's averaging a career high in blocks this year, 0.8 blocks a game. And again, not crazy, but for a 6'7" dude, apparently now he's 6'7", not 6'8".
I can't play no defense.
Yeah,
Can't do
exactly.
nothing.
Exactly. And
Come
he's
on
been
now.
one of the vocal leaders defensively. If people
Facts.
watch the game, you're not going to see that on the box score, but if you watch the game, you'll see that. So just shit like that, bro. It's like, people have to put some respect on his name as a basketball player and as someone who has adjusted continually over the
All the
years. And like,
time.
oh, the game outgrew Carmelo Anthony. No, it didn't. Look what he's doing. He's shooting 39% from three. He's averaging 0.8 blocks a game. He's averaging the highest field goal percentage, I think, the second highest in like 6 years, 7 years. So he's adjusting every fucking place he goes.
He is.
And like, we knew that about Melo. Like I said, he's been doing that, but just for people to see that at the national scale, the national level in LA wearing the purple and gold, I think that's been cool to see.
Like I said, to piggyback off what you're just saying, it's so commendable to watch him and this evolution of him constantly redefining his role, redefining
great
his
word, yeah.
game. Like it really is. Like it's honestly it's really inspiring. Just from a human perspective, like just when you think sometimes where the world is moving too fast from you, like look at Carmelo Anthony. He's always able to adjust, you know what I mean? And from today's game or how it was back then, like he's always able just to retool and rebrand his game even more. And that's something that we can apply to in our life. But it just sucks that he just dealt these cards with this shitty ass Lakers team.
Over and over again, man.
So terrible. And I tweeted this the other day once they lost to the Clippers. I'm like, this season is demoralizing. The trade for Russell Westbrook was demoralizing. AD play this season has been demoralizing. So this season, in one word of a nutshell, demoralizing.
I think we ended on that. I don't know what else there is to say. I literally wrote in the Discord. I was like, "Yo, what else is there to say about?"
And then you got baby Westbrook, Westbrook Jr. and THT. Just like Vic, man, I really see how bad he is now. He's.
Yeah. I swear to God, I think THT is one of the worst players I've watched in a while.
Somebody that young, like what are you doing, bro?
And they give him the keys, bro. They give him the keys, like, "Yo, do your thing, THT."
The keys do what?
Wild.
Play like Russell Westbrook. I mean, that's who you
wild.
learning from. That's Russell Westbrook understudy, THT.
It's wild. It makes sense. Makes sense though.
It does. But yeah, this season is a disaster, and I'm over for it. It's sad to say we may not see Carmelo Anthony in the playoffs. So that's just a reality that we may have to get in our heads now.
Yep. All right, Sean, first of all, I appreciate you for coming on last minute and for doing this quick episode with me. But before we let our guests go, we allow them to control a narrative. It doesn't have to be Melo related. It doesn't have to be basketball related. It doesn't have to be sports related. But I'm going to give you the floor to control a narrative.
All right, so I'm going to go with this. I was just saying this, during the episode. Do not have a bunch of yes men around you, because this is what you're going to get. All right? So always have a group of people around you that's going to tell you the truth. Even though if you feel like you're right, you may have that one person that may tell you, you know what, Sean, I don't think that's right. I don't think you should do that. Keep those kind of people around because they'll help you in the long run. Or if not, your life would be just like a disaster as the Lakers is right now.
Facts. That's a good one. We haven't had
Yeah.
one like that before. That's a good shit, bro.
Appreciate you.
All right, my guy. I'll let you go to work. Again, I appreciate you for coming on. Always chopping it up in the Discord. It's always fun. So
Denver retired Melo jersey. Stop playing. Put some respect on his name.
yes, sir. Yes, I think I have
All
a
right,
weird
King.
feeling that number is going to be retired twice, but
I think it
Sure.
should.
yeah.
For sure.
But my guy.
But all right, King, I appreciate you, man, for having me on.
Yes,
You
sir.
know what I mean? Much love to you. I will see you soon.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, bro.